Hello YouTube, Ultra Maximus back with another top 10 list. This time I wanted to do something kind of geeky, kind of fun as usual, and I was thinking what Hanna-Barbera properties are there that would make good films and draw crowds in that they already haven't done. I mean, we've got what, the Flintstones, we've got the Smurfs, what else do we got? We got a few other ones, I believe. But there are certain movies, unfortunately, just aren't going to get made, but I think they should. One that's kind of an honorable mention I'll talk about is The Jetsons real quick. And that film, unfortunately, I don't think it's ever going to get made. And it's got all the trappings of what a movie company would put in. It's got old nostalgia. It's got a family base, and you can do some real nice special effects with the flying cars, Rosie the robot, and various other things. But I think you'd have to fundamentally change the film to get it to work. So I don't know if that would ever get done, and it just might hurt the property. So what properties are out there that would make a good film? And I kind of thought about it, and I said, you know what? I'm going to put it down on a list. So here are my top 10 Hanna-Barbera properties that should be turned into movies, and my reasons why. Number 10 goes to Space Ghost. And love this old cartoon. This was a great cartoon show. I think it's got a lot of great potential. It's probably best known for the kind of parody comedy talk show they did on Cartoon Network for a long time in the 90s, but which was funny, and I really did like it. But I think this has a really good opportunity for an action sci-fi adventure film. You know, the space ghost plane, you know, he flies, he's got the bands, you got the two kids and the monkey, and it's got good, wholesome action adventure written all over it. And I think if you went with a black hole slash Flash Gordon feel to it, I think it would really, really work. Number 9 goes to the Powerpuff Girls. Love this little cartoon. I thought it was hilarious. This would make a really great film, and it's got lots of draw for girls. Families will be able to go see it. It's got enough action to keep boys interested in the thing, and it's just so unique out there. I would say the one thing I would do if I would cast this movie, you'd have to find one little girl and replicate her as the 3 different Powerpuff Girls. And you know, use different costumes and you know, hairstyles and contacts, obviously. But I think if you use the same girl and replicate her into the different personalities, the same actress, I think that would really pull this off. Plus, you got to have Mojo Jojo, the evil monkey, and him. Yeah, I think that would work. You just have a parade of these crazy villains. I think it would make a great movie. Number 8 goes to Johnny Bravo. This was another great Cartoon Network show. Classic show. I loved it. He just has this Elvis sound. He thinks he's super cool and the big ladies man, and he gets on these goofy misadventures. And this movie would be so cheap to make. All you would need is an actor to pull the look. And you know what? Who I think would actually do well at it? I think The Rock would be a good Johnny Bravo. You just give him the big hair and just send him on crazy misadventures. Not a lot of big special effects needed. I think it's more or less going to be about the character and what zany stupidness he gets himself into. Number 7 is going to go to Jonny Quest. And I gotta say, I was never that big of a fan of the show as a kid, but it has all the elements for a good adventure movie. You've got the 2 kids from, you know, different backgrounds, and you got the goofy little dog, and then, you know, Johnny's dad, and it's just, it makes for good elements to a film. And if it was done right, I think it would actually be pretty good. Number 6 goes to Thundarr the Barbarian. And this is actually, it's a Hanna-Barbera property, but it was actually originally produced by the head writers of Hanna-Barbera, who had left and started their own production company. I think it was Ruby Productions or something. But now it's back into the Hanna-Barbera property list, which is owned by Warner Brothers. But this, yeah, post-apocalyptic Earth. You've got this barbarian who's got this fabulous sun sword, or powerful sun sword, which is basically a lightsaber, and this alien mutant gorilla cyborg monkey thing, and um, a really smoking hot brunette who has almost magical like powers. Just and the our old world and our old technology is just like building blocks for them. They turn cars into chariots and weird things like that. So it just this would make a really great post-apocalyptic adventure movie. It would be fun. Hong Kong Phooey, number one super guy. Yes, Hong Kong Phooey would make a good film. It's got all those catches that like Garfield and the Smurfs and Alvin and the Chipmunks. Those things have. You get the cat sidekick, and Hong Kong Phooey's trying to be try to do the right thing, just a little misguided and doesn't quite get it right. His heart's in the right place, but he can't really follow up with actions, and I think it would make for good comedy. Now, they actually did release some test footage. They were going to work on this, and they actually did some stuff with it with Eddie Murphy. So here is a shot of Hong Kong Phooey in the test footage Warner Brothers did for a film with Eddie Murphy as the voice of Hong Kong Phooey. And it was not bad. It was okay. Obviously, the CG is not finished in this scene, and you can go out to YouTube and look it up. They put out the test footage for this, where he's talking to the cat out in the street and what he's going to do and how he's going to be, this big hero. And then he's in a bathroom drinking toilet water and eating urinal cakes, which is that scene's actually pretty funny. But for some reason, they just didn't like it and they dropped it, which is unfortunate because I think it would have made a pretty good little film. Um, I just don't think it's ever going to get picked back up again, unfortunately, and that is a shame. Number 4 goes to the Herculoids. Again, this would make another great adventure flick. This family that's on this alien world, and it's kind of like, oh man, I don't know, Robinson Crusoe type of situation, I guess, um, where they're just kind of, they're out there, they're living in the wilds essentially, and they've got these alien. They're not quite pets; they're more friends. And Gleep and Glop, and I can't remember the other ones' names. You've got the flying dragon lizard with the eye beams, the giant rock uh, gorilla, and then the armored rhino that shoots like lava rocks out of its horn. Just I could just see the CG on this with the monsters, and if you hit it with the right tone, you get this kind of family trying to make it out in the wilds, so to speak, uh, come together with these aliens that it's got it. I'm telling you, this has it absolutely. Why this isn't a movie yet, I don't know. Number 3 goes to Dinobot and the Blue Falcon. Yes, Dinobot and the Blue Falcon. I think this would be a great movie. It would have action. Blue Falcon's kind of like a Batman type character, and he's a straight man to Dinobot, who's pretty much a goober. I mean, we've got a Scooby Doo movie. Why can't we get a Dinobot movie? I mean, come on. He's a mix between Inspector Gadget and Scooby Doo. I mean, it's perfect. The CG on him alone would be great. This is screaming a family go out movie where it's got action adventure for the guys and dad. It's got comedy for the guys and dad and the girls and everything. And I just Dinobot's cute, the girls are like that. I just think this has it. And you know who would make a good Blue Falcon? George Clooney. Telling you, right there, that's what it should be. All right, number two's got to be Dexter's Laboratory. This show was great. Again, another Cartoon Network show in the late 90s. I think this would make a really great film. You got this crazy kid scientist who nobody really realizes how big of a mad scientist he is, and Dee Dee just crazy, nutty, always driving him nuts, breaking stuff, causing all kinds of problems, and his parents are totally clueless. This has the perfect formula for a funny little comedy that could really use big effects and draw a lot of people in. If it was done right, I think this would be hilarious and it would look awesome on the screen, and it just screams out 3D. I mean, things blowing up and going wrong in his lab coming at you in 3D. It's there. DD in 3D. I can see the commercials already. Has to be made into a film for sure. And my number one pick for a Hanna-Barbera property that should be a movie, and I have no clue why it's not yet, is Tom and Jerry. This is the quintessential cartoon that can be turned into a movie. It's perfect, a cute little mouse, you got the cat that's always getting beat on. I mean, it's just screaming to be made. I mean, they made Garfield, for goodness sakes. Where's Tom and Jerry? They made Alvin and the Chipmunks. Where is Tom and Jerry? I don't get it. This would be pure gold at the theater. The closest thing that we got to a Tom and Jerry movie was a film called Mouse Hunt with Nathan Lane. And if you had that style of slapstick comedy in a Tom and Jerry film, it would make tons of money. This would draw in crowds of people from 6 to 60. Everybody would go see a Tom and Jerry movie. I would. You know you would. The bird would. It's just common sense. Why don't we have this yet? So there it is, my top 10 Hanna-Barbera properties that should be turned into movies. Thanks for watching, and look for more videos in the future.